This will be a quick update for Seti Astro Suite, just to cover some of the new ins and outs. Welcome to Seti Astro. So as always, head over to setiastro.com under Astro Program, Seti Astro Suite. There's a link to get it here, which will take you over to the GitHub repository where we have all the updated versions. The latest version is 2.10.6. Also, you will find under Cosmic Clarity, there is an Apple Silicone version of Cosmic Clarity as well. So be sure to get that, which will be more compatible with the newer Macs out there. Now, the first big change under the hood is before, when you're opening an image or like applying curves to an image, it would update that image and then push it to every single slot that had a preview available for it. So every time you like did a change, it was essentially opening the image multiple times for all these different tabs, which really slowed down the process. But now, when you go ahead and open an image, it just opens it in the tab you're on, and then when you click a new tab, then it opens it in that one. And you could see, like, frequency separation took about a second to actually populate the image now. But this way, when you apply something like curves, it happens much faster. And then when you go ahead and click somewhere else, then it does the update. So I think that was a big improvement. That's really going to cut down on the time it takes to manipulate your images. The other really amazing thing that was asked, and I thought it was going to be hard, but it really wasn't. You'll see at the bottom now, it says active slot 0. So if you go ahead and do something like, we'll extract the RGB from the Andromeda here. So here's our RGB images. And you can see that now in slots, it'll say red, green, and blue for slots 2, 3, and 4. If you are on, let's say, the green one, click Make Active. And now it's the active slot here. You can see it says active slot green. This was our active slot that was green. You can still go ahead and open your original slot 0. That's the original RGB one. You can make that original slot 0 the active one again. So now you can go ahead and make whatever slot you want the active slot to manipulate it. So if you want to be working on, let's say, one particular image, just open that slot's preview and click Make Active. And now that's going to be the image you're manipulating here in all the different tabs. I think that's going to make it a lot easier if you have multiple images you're working on or multiple narrowband images you're working on. You can actually go ahead and manipulate them all separately, do different stretches, make them the active window, bring them in and out like that, versus having to swap slots with slot 0 and worry about renaming and all that. Like in this particular case, I've loaded H Alpha 03 and S2 for the Eagle Nebula in slots 1, 2, and 3. I can go ahead and look at, like, here's the H Alpha data. I can make it the active slot. I can do things like give it that statistical stretch. I could look over in curves and, see what that dark value is. It's roughly 0.18. So that's great. So now I can go ahead and look at oxygen. I'll make that the active slot. Statistical stretch, I'm going to set it down to like 0.18 and preview that stretch. And maybe we want a little bit of a curves boost. Perfect. And now we can go ahead and look at the Eagle S2. We can make that the active one. We can do another statistical stretch on that. And maybe we want a little bit more of a curves boost on the S2. It's fairly dim. But now we know that the median value was 0.18 in all of them. So now when we go over to the perfect palette picker, we can go ahead and choose slots 1, 2, and 3, because slots 1, 2, and 3 were our eagles. And the data is no longer linear. We did our custom stretching on them. And we can create our palettes. And actually, let's look at HOS. Nobody looks at HOS. Okay, before you click push final palette for the processing, remember our active slot is this Eagle S2. It says it down there. So make sure the slot you're going to use is the one you want to actually push it to. So I'm going to just make slot 0 the active slot in the background. And now we could push for final processing. And now when we go ahead and curves and stuff, we're in slot 0 and we have our perfect palette picker palette. And we had our custom stretches from each one because we did custom stretches for you know, the O3, the H-Elf, and the S2 all a little bit differently. And it was really simple now by making them the active slot and swapping them in and out like that. Well, I hope this is a big improvement in everybody's quality of life trying to manipulate your images within Seti Astro Suite. This was just supposed to be a short video. Please comment, like, and subscribe.